What's going on, guys? Blazing Tech here, and today I'm going to be doing a car review on the 1980 300 TD estate wagon. So I'm going to be driving around. I'm going to show you the interior, show you what's under the bonnet, and we'll just be talking about the car. So should be a good review. It's kind of something new for me, so we'll see how it goes. So this chassis is the famous W123. Now there were multiple models here. You had the 300CD, the 300D, which is a sedan. This is actually the most rare of the different models. This is the 300TD estate wagon. You can see here, I'm kind of walking. Hopefully this isn't too shaky. Very clean paint. This is almost a yellow. I'll give you the exact paint name here. You've got this nice Benz product here. You got this nice signature. I have a couple of those actually. You've got beautiful roof rails. Now I've spent a lot of time, I've waxed this multiple times. It's very, very nice. The paint is very clean. Wax it very regularly, like I said. You've got 14-inch alloy wheels with not Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, it's got the star right there. These are kind of dirty alloys. That's the only thing I would probably change on this car. You got some Michelins here. Yeah, there's a 14-inch rim. The very road-oriented tires, which is pretty good. The most iconic thing about this chassis has to be those lights right there. So you've got your headlight right there on the left, and then you've got your fog light in the middle. At one point in this life, the fog lights were changed. It was probably yellow originally, and they changed this one to white. Well, this one actually doesn't work. I need to replace it. Probably the coolest thing about this car is, you know, you've got the Mercedes-Benz star right there. So always beautiful. Like I said, I've waxed this car a couple times. Always clean. Yeah, so that star is always a very nice itonic thing right there, Mercedes-Benz. Huge chrome front bumper here. You know, if you tap anything, it'd take a decent hit to get to the paint. You just basically hit the bumper. Would be very hard to damage your chassis here. Here we go, the same thing on the other side. It's actually really, really hot today. Yeah, so let's take a look at the interior. Let's look at the back here. Again, also a huge chrome rear bumper, 300TD, and this is actually a diesel, so it's going to be great. A diesel 300TD wagon. Let's take a look at the inside. Now, obviously, you've got remote keyless entry, right? No, this is a regular old key. This is actually an aftermarket key from Germany that I've recently purchased. Kind of takes a little bit of wiggling around to unlock it, but here we go. I've unlocked it. Now all the doors are unlocked. Taking a look here, the steering wheel is nice and huge. You got a 4-speed automatic gearbox here. I've got the original Becker AM/FM radio. These actually had mechanical climate control, which was a very big thing for the 80s. Air conditioning. This is real wood, so it's very nice. As you can see, the dash is not cracked at all. Probably the coolest thing about this car is those are actually original miles, so only 80,599. Now, I was driving this car when it turned 80,000, so I've driven this car for about 600 miles. Very, very Mercedes-Benzy. You've got these lights right here, very trademark of Mercedes-Benz. Turn it this way, pull out for your fogs. You've got your brake release right here. I'm parked on a slope. I don't want to do that. But taking a look at the seats are actually very, very nice. They're not leather. They're not vinyl. It's kind of Mercedes-Benz's own trademark material. Taking a look at the inside here. Sorry, I should have cleaned this up. But you've got like this kind of center console. No real cup holders. So you got to kind of hold your cups and everything. Here we go, we've got our visor here, kind of nice. Yeah, this car is very clean. You know, you got your pockets on both sides. You actually control your windows, you roll them down right here, which is very luxurious of this time period. You actually even have a fader here for your Becker radio. So you got little 4-inch speakers in the front right here. You can see that. Those are 4-inch speakers, one right there, one on the other side, and then one in the middle. And then I'll show you more towards the back, the other speakers. Taking a look at the passenger seat here, you know, it's very, very springy. I'll jump in right here so you can see that. But yeah, a lot of leg room. So see, I'm 5'7", so I'm just sitting back here very comfortably. Decent amount of space. That's where I drive this car. So I've got a lot of knee room, a lot of leg room, which is very, very nice. You know, you've got your cargo nets back here. Cargo net, you know, you can control your windows right here, roll them down, roll them up. Yeah, you can see the headliner is very clean on this particular car. Yep, you've got your dry cleaning hook right here. Yeah, interior is extremely clean. On any W123 estate, you're going to have a lot of cargo room, which is a very good thing. So here we go. Not very many cars have a rear wiper. My Suzuki Grand Vitara had a rear wiper. So yeah, here we go. Here's the trunk real estate. A lot of space. I can sit back here. It's very, very big. Here you've got your secret compartment. You know, you just lift it up, and then you just pull up, and then you could hide some papers or some materials or something important down there. Let's go ahead and shut that. Here you have a full-size spare tire, and it's actually an alloy, so which is very, very nice. Yeah, right there, easy to have access to, control of. Just shut that. Nice, right there. You've got your toolkit and your jack right there. I don't really want to open that up. Yeah, so I'll show you how it is to fold down these seats, and you actually gain a lot of space. So let me fold these down and then I'll show you. With both seats folded down, I mean, you just have a ridiculous amount of space. I can lie down in here sideways. I play the double bass. It can just slide right in here sideways. You can put a lot of things in here, you know. Even if you took out this this back seat, suppose you didn't need to carry anybody, you can put a lot of cargo back here. Very, very big, very spacious. Very, very nice. So yeah, the interior is very big. If you're considering getting one of these cars, you know, you're gonna have a lot of space. But yeah, let's take a look under the hood. Under the hood here, we've got a 5-cylinder diesel engine here. We're putting out about 80 horsepower. This is actually a very rare one. They've only made about 1,300 of this model without the turbo in California. So you're pushing about 80 horsepower. With the turbo, you'd be pushing about 125 and 115 foot-pounds of torque. So a very torquey engine. It's not going to be the fastest thing, but it's definitely got a lot of power here. So you can see my engine is very, very clean due to the condition of this car. It's a very, very clean one. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. I popped the fuse for the stereo today, and the antenna is actually kind of cool. I'll show you that. But this is actually where the fuses are, kind of in the weirdest place, you know, on this right next to the firewall. So this car is very quirky, you know. It's got a lot of cool things going for it. But let's take it around the block. Yeah, everything's really clean here. Imagine this car for a second. I'm gonna turn my glow plugs on here, fire up that diesel, and put it into drive on this 4-speed manual. Not 4-speed manual, excuse me. 4-speed automatic gearbox. So I mean, this thing is 80 horsepower. So to begin with, an 80 horsepower car with a 4-speed automatic transmission is just gonna be very slow. Couple that with a diesel engine, and I mean, this thing is a mule. They run forever. These W123s, they really do run forever. Sorry, I needed to just switch the camera angle right there. They run forever, these W123s, as long as, you know, you maintain them. You know, diesel, you really have to change the oil very, very frequently. Yesterday I was super pumped. You know, I had a nice commentary laid out. I had hit all my main points, and I checked, and I actually did not capture all the video. For some reason my audio cut out. I think the batteries were low, so I changed the 1 AAA in my battery, which I'm going to do a review on this mic anyway. Interesting story, but you know, I closed on the remark that as long as you really maintain the car, you change the oil, they're going to last you a really, really long time. And I mean, they're just really a mule. You just got to understand that you're not going to win any races in this car. If you change your fluids, you check your oil, you're going to be fine in this car. Now, I think I was talking about how my particular model is the non-turbo, and I actually learned that they only made 1,300 in the entire US, so that makes this car even more rare with its 80,000 miles. If you're wanting to look into buying one of these cars, you know especially that they're gonna have 100 plus, 200 plus. So yeah, but I was really getting at, this car actually has mechanical climate control. One of the first in the world to actually have that mechanical climate control. I mean, it's a very cool thing because like right here I can slide. If I want it to be 85, I can put it at 85. If I wanted it to be 75, I can put it at 75. For me, I always keep it at 65 because I live on in hell, really, in Bakersfield, California. It's super hot, and that's coming up on my next point. This car on its own, this particular model, is just a very, very slow car. Couple it with an 80 horsepower motor, a 4-speed automatic gearbox, and the fact that the car is just really heavy overall. I mean, it's just kind of a dangerous combination. And then for me, I always have to run the AC, especially in the summer. Right now I'm shooting this video, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so no, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, sorry. So it's relatively cool. So right now I've just cracked the windows a little bit, and hopefully that's not going to overheat my camera. But I mean, for me, it's a little warm. I mean, it's bearable, I can bear it, but once it hits 12 o'clock or so, I've got to turn the AC on, and that's when you lose about 33% of your horsepower. So 33% of 80 is about, what, 26, 27? So you're already going to rob an engine that needs more power to begin with. And even if you rob the turbo, I know it's still going to be slower. I actually have not personally driven an estate turbo, so I could not tell you, but I can't imagine it being much faster than this. And with the turbo, you're going to run into another problem, and that'll tie right into my next point, which is fuel economy. With these wagons, you know, they're really heavy, they've got big motors, but they're running on diesel. So the thing about diesel is it's always cheaper than regular unleaded gas. Well, in my case, most of the time it's cheaper, so I pay about $2.27 a gallon for diesel, so that makes it really efficient. So combined on this car, I get about 30 miles to the gallon, which is decent. And then if you add the turbo to that, you know, you're going to take a real big hit on fuel economy. So yeah, I really wanted to just emphasize that this car, it was really groundbreaking for 1980. You've got mechanical climate control, you've got power steering on this huge steering wheel. So I mean, you could just literally just turn it with your finger and just drive. I mean, it's just an amazing car for the time. Now, back then you didn't need to do 70, 80 on the freeway because of these hyperspastic hot dogs out there, and that's what this car is for. This car is for just cruising, you know. Right now I'm doing 40, big heavy. We changed the hydraulic suspension to McPherson struts, so I mean, it's just a very, very smooth car overall, and that's what this car really loves. I mean, it loves the Sunday drive, it loves the country roads. I mean, you could just cruise at 45, 50 in this all day, even with the AC, and it feels good because it's just a big, heavy car, and that's what this car was designed for. Luxury, comfort, a smooth drive. Now, when you have to push that car on the freeway or just on a fast street in general, now that's when it suffers. I'd say this car, its sweet spot is 45 to 55. Anything over that, it can do it, don't take me wrong, but it's just not powerful enough. And that's kind of what sucks about this car. I mean, it's a beautiful car. You know, when you drive it, you demand respect. It's very efficient, this model in general. I mean, I can drive it to school on a full tank of juice probably for 3-4 weeks, as long as I'm not revving it, tacking it out. And you know, it's just a little bit too slow for U.S. roads, U.S. highways, freeways. You know, it's just a little too slow. But if you live in a little town like me in Bakersfield, where the highest speed limit is about 55 on a regular road, like right now this is a 2-lane highway, I'm doing 45, there's nobody behind me, and I mean, it feels pretty decent, and I like it at this speed. But if you have to push this car to anything over 65, you take a knock on performance. You're gonna have to end up changing your oil faster. It's gonna just degrade your engine, and overall you're just gonna have to end up paying more for the car to maintain. So in today's world, if you would like a vehicle, a W123, just make sure you know what you're getting into. You know, this car is for cruising. It's not made for everyday driving, unless you live in a city or an urban area. Now in Spanish we call it a dominguero, which means your Sunday driver, and that's exactly what me and my grandpa use this car for. I mean, for us it's more of a bonding experience, grandfather, grandson. This is his Mercedes, so I mean, I cherish this thing a lot. I baby it. I mean, it took me 3 hours to just put one coat of wax on here. So yeah, my closing remarks is the W123s, they're icons. You know, they're untouchable. They're beautiful cars. You know, if you wanted to buy one, you're gonna have to look from about anywhere from 2,000, which is not going to be a very clean one, to maybe like 20,000, which would be something more along the lines of this. So it's just a beautiful car. If you have the money to buy one, you know, you're gonna have to deal with little things like their fuses are weird. They're not like US fuses. So I mean, what I'm trying to say is, if you have the money and if you have the time to upkeep a W123, I would go for it. If you wanted one as a daily driver, you'd really have to look at your commute, and it's something that you'd have to commit to, because like I said, these cars are very slow. So just buy at your own risk. I mean, they're fun, you know, they demand respect on the road. It's a very smooth drive. Nobody's gonna really challenge you. You're driving an old hunk of German steel. It's a very safe car, and I mean, I love it. But my closing remarks are that this is not a daily driver in any means. I hope this review helped you out if you were considering buying one, and hopefully I can do some more car reviews in the future, because like I was saying earlier, my parents have some really cool cars. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. You know, I do tech reviews also. I do a little bit of music covers, and I just appreciate your support, and maybe I'll do some more car reviews. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.